For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a tent that's been in the Vango range for a number of time. So this here is the Vango Orava 500XL. So it's a poled model, sits in their sort of family collection, and yet again it's got an awful lot of talking points and something that's ran through the years and has sold really well. And to be fair, it's probably stated as one of Vango's best selling family tents on the market, just because you've got a decent sort of sleeping area to sleep six, a good sized living area, and also a good open canopy area, which is very versatile as well. So what they've also done now for the 2018 season is created a good sort of side canopy, so an official Orava side canopy, as you can see here. So all there is basically some guy ropes over the top, guy down the other side, and again this sort of material just pulls up to it and fits, you know, quite nicely to give you a bit more shelter against the wind and rain. The canopy itself, like I said, can actually be used on previous year's models. So if you've got one, you know, like a 2015, 2016, 2017 model, it's all compatible with your model, so you can quite happily add an extra to the tent itself. And because it's an official Orava one, it's designed specifically to fit the Orava 500XL. Also in the canopy, you can see you've got nice clear PVC windows and a door on the front, so you can actually make it enclosed if you wanted to. So it's a great idea maybe as an addition if you want somewhere to store your bikes, or to put sort of like a toilet for the kids so they don't have to go off to the main shower block in the middle of the night, so you keep them inside the tent. And again, the ground sheet comes included, and it's just a lay down, so you can either have it in or out, depending on if you want to have it open or as a sort of sealed in area against the weather. Like I said, the Orava has been a numerous tent that's been around for quite a while now, and it's certainly something that each year we see a lot of people flock to because it's a great price point. So we Attwoolls here do an incredibly good package deal on this, so a footprint, a carpet and the tent. So go to the link below and check out what that price is on our website. We've also go to the point of, you know, doing a pitching and packing video of the tent as well. So if you ever are thinking about looking at this and want to see how easy it goes up, check out our website as well. You'll see a pitching and packing video, and it's just me and my colleague going through it. Admittedly, Vango do help you out with certain things like that, because they make things like the poles colour coordinated, so you know which sleeve goes in which pole. So something like this, you've got a little red tab, and yet again that is a little red section on the pole itself. So when you sort of have them all out and nice and straight, it's not kind of guesswork on what goes to what. So those small little things do really help you out. One thing I do like about this, like from the external point of view, is the material they use is very good. So it's a 4,000mm high-straight head, which is more than any of the British weather's going to throw at it, regardless of where you are. And you've also got sort of lots of doors for entry on the outside. So you've got obviously the main front door, one on the right-hand side, one on the left-hand side. So it depends on which way the wind's blowing, you can pretty much exit and as you please. The front doors have got a really nice system where it's actually split into two doors as well. So you can see we've got one door nicely pegged out here, and the second door's rolled up. So it gives you the versatility of walking in one side and using that sort of section for a cooking area if you wanted to. Ideally, if you are cooking, make sure you seal that front area up and have the doors open to give yourself a good circulation. But the other thing you can do with the front doors, because you've got two separate ones and the way they zip down like this, is that you can make it into like a mini little canopy. So by purchasing some king poles, you can quite happily just undo the door. You've got eyelets positioned in the door itself, and then again that just pulls out and makes you a little mini canopy. So you can pretty much choose to do whether you want it to go as one big both doors or half a door. So you've got a lot of versatility there. So it's definitely a nice little feature that sort of is unique with this style. Overall, we stock and have the Orava on display, so again, if you want to see it up at our indoor showroom, come and check us out, and we can always go through more details in total. But we'll go for a bit more information about the inside of things and how it's all laid out as we have a little wander inside. So let's check it out. So now we're inside the tent, you can get a bit more of a better feel for how it's all laid out. So as we were talking, you've got a nice big open canopy here, a decent sized living area, and again, a good 6-berth ability to sleep at the back. So really impressive model. One thing I do like about sort of the canopy area is not only the width, but also the depth you've got inside of here. So if you were predominantly going to use this for cooking or storing sort of things, you can quite happily sit in here in the evening. If even it's raining, you've still got sheltered against it. Like I said, by using that sort of canopy system I was talking about with the door, you've got plenty of area to quite happily sit or even cook in this area without any trouble at all. One thing again you can see is you've got beautiful PVC windows in the canopy area, so you can see out from the campsites to see where the kids are if they're being mischievous. But then again, it's not too much of a difference in height moving into the sort of the living area. So I can, being 6'2", 6'3", can stand up in here even when I get in the corners, and it's the same throughout the whole of the tent. So even when you move on into the living area, you're not really struggling for space anywhere at all. The front door in this particular model, you've got the solid door, and there's also a mesh door as well. So it means that you can zip that mesh door in, get circulation into the tent itself to get a nice airflow and keep it fresh, and also help fight condensation. But because you've got the front canopy on, you've still not going to have any rain come in. So you can get the circulation without having to compromise with having all the wet coming in as well. And yet again, there's a ground sheet that does sort of come supplied with the front part, but in my personal opinion, it's not something you would want to put in. Understandably, if you have those doors down all the time, leave the ground sheet inside of there. That way you can have it as a completely sort of dry area. But my personal opinion is take that out, leave the doors open. You can then use it rain or shine, doesn't matter if it starts raining, because it's not going to collect on the ground sheet. So that for me is probably a good little tip that personally in my feeling I would say that's the better way to go. In the main living area, as you can see, nice and good depth, plenty of width as well. And it doesn't even matter if you've still got things like a storage unit or table and chairs. You know, you can happily accommodate people inside of here without any hassle. And that's certainly one of the good things that you do find with Orava, is that you're never really short of space because you're the main areas you are. And where you look at something like this in comparison to what would look like a vis-a-vis tent, where some will sleep on one side, some will sleep on the other, and you have a communal living area, this sort of design actually tends to work out better because you maximise your living area as well as having a canopy area as well. And you still, on the end, things have got that extra porch, which we can see on the outside, you can add on at a later date if you feel you need the space. But for me, I think a table and chairs, and when it's raining, you're better off with extra space inside of here because you still got to keep the kids entertained. So you're never really short of anything like that. Yeah, again, you've got 3 doors like I talked about outside. One in the front door here, you've got one side door, and then a second one in the main living area to the outside here as well. You've still got sort of main core essentials that you need, such as sort of hanging points for lanterns, as well as yet again sort of what Vango call TBS, so it's a tension band system. So it's something that's designed to enable additional strength for the tent when you get to the high and windy conditions. It's something they've taken from their sort of high-end backpacking tents and just filter it down into their family tent range. So that's a feature that's sort of unique to Vango, and yet again has this model on here. So one thing I would probably say is you wouldn't need to use it all the time. It's just something you would use as an extra insurance if you leave the tent for a while or it's getting picked up. Just a bit of extra support never goes amiss. Yeah, again, with the windows, you've got beautiful PVC windows, and you can get pretty much a very good, near enough, good view around the campsite. And you've still got curtains as well. So they're toggle curtains, so you can quite simply get your privacy when you want to, but also don't have to compromise on light. So the toggles just come down here, and yet again, just goes down there, means you get your privacy, and it's the same with pretty much all the windows in the main living area as well. Just toggle that back up, and you just quite simply roll back up, and you have a 1 point. You can quite easily leave it there. Moving on to the bedroom area, you've got 6 berths, so it basically can be a 2, 2, 2. This particular part here has a divider, like so. So it just toggles in, toggles out. Joys this means that you can make this into one big 4-berth bedroom. So if you wanted to go for a bit more luxury, you can quite happily put some camp beds in, whack them sideways along, and you've still got a nice 2-berth bedroom there for the kids to sleep in. One thing you will do with Vango is if you have like a generic airbed, you will happily easily fit a double airbed in a 2-berth section. So Vango are very realistic on their bedroom sizes. Same sort of thing, you could easily get a single. You probably might just squeeze it 2 singles, you might be a little bit short on space, but a double will fit in a double spot, no problem. And you also get things in the bedrooms like your inner bedroom pockets, so still positioned on the inside of here. There's just little small pockets you can put torches or phones and things like that, so you sort of know where they're going to be. In the middle of the night you need to reach around in the dark, you know where you can pick your torch up. In the actual door itself, you've still got a mesh panel. So the joys of this is you can still get circulation and obviously help fight condensation, and all it is, little mesh panel just positioned here, just like so. Yet again, if your kids are sort of scared of dark or anything like that, you can leave that open, and yet again, it just helps enable them to sleep a bit nicer. It's just quite simply, all they do is just roll back and then toggle back, so you can leave like that during the day. Like I said, really good model, certainly for the price point. I think it's something that a lot of people are keen on. Yet again, you're looking around about sort of £600 there or thereabouts. So we'll be doing this about £600 for a footprint and a carpet. So it's a very, very good, well, price pointed model. And certainly I think it's certainly got a lot of mileage. But in essence, if you have any more questions or queries, by all means contact us at Attwoolls. But that is the Orava 500XL.